So this is my first vlog where I'll be actually showing myself going to an event. I have some really old vlogs on the channel that I was using to show some like shop updates, and they're all like 2 to 3 years old. And so I wanted to start doing some vlog like videos actually showing me going to events so I can make use of my YouTube channel. And since this is my first one doing this way, I apologize in advance for not really having any footage of me taking sales or me being on camera or actually talking while at the event. I'm not quite comfortable with doing that yet, talking on the camera and whatnot while at an event. But I hope that I was able to get some cool footage of the venue and stuff like that, and me doing the voiceover and having some music playing in the background is enough for right now, and hope you find it interesting. Once getting through the traffic, that added like 40 minutes to our drive when it really should only just been like 20 minutes left. We got checked in pretty easily and we got our badges and found our table. I ended up getting a corner table for this event, and I'm kind of glad that I did because the aisles were kind of tight and we were all kind of like really squished together. They did end up widening the aisles a little bit later on, but it was still kind of tight. Unfortunately, I didn't realize that we were going to end up facing a wall, which I feel like may have contributed to how the weekend went a little bit. We had to change up how we were originally going to set up, but we managed to make it work. Here you can kind of just see how we just end up kind of like spreading out everywhere. And here we ended up finding the missing Shoto charm that had disappeared from the display board. We had been looking for him all in the box, and then there he was behind the actual board. And this is the final setup that we ended up going with. Like I said, we had to change it up a lot. We had originally a totally different plan. We were going to push back the forward table, but we weren't allowed to do that. So we just kind of went with this. On the side, we put a clearance area because I have a lot of designs that I'm trying to move out so that I can move in new stuff. And I'm pretty happy with how it all turned out. Now it's at this point that I have to say that a lot of the footage is going to end up being mostly just walking around the hall and showing some of the stuff that they had available at Tokyo X for us to do. Part of that being, like I mentioned earlier, that I wasn't quite comfortable with recording while we were at the booth and doing sales and things like that. Another part being that despite the fact that we had a lot of people there, and I mean like a lot of people, you'll probably see in some of the clips and stuff, there was a good chunk of people that were there. Like, it was a pretty well advertised event. And even I heard that at one point on Saturday they had like 2 hours where they had to stop letting people in because like fire marshal rules and stuff like that. Like, there was just a lot of people there. It's just, unfortunately, I think because we were on that back row and we were facing a wall, I think it was just a lot of people didn't either A, know that row was back there or knew what was going on back there, or also there was the issue of, because the other aisles further up in the artist alley were so narrow, that a lot of people were kind of coming to our area because the row between us and the wall was a little wider, so they were going to that row so that they could get out and go to other parts of the hall, if that makes sense. So they weren't really coming down our aisle to look to buy, they were just kind of using it as a way to get out. There were even some people who would stop and use it as a place to stop and talk and eat and stuff, even though in all fairness there was places for them to be able to go and eat and whatnot. But yeah, we had a lot of that going on. So yeah, unfortunately I don't really have a whole bunch of footage involving the actual shop stuff, but I will continue to go and play some of the shots that we got from things that happened over the weekend. And it was a really cool event. It's just, I just wish I had a better placement for my booth when it came for the artist alley stuff. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have for this vlog. Again, sorry I didn't have more actual artist alley material, but hopefully that will change here in the future. I'm literally just using video of the food we got as my outro, which the food was very good, by the way. But yeah, I have Anime Sekai and Abilene coming up next, and hopefully I have a lot better footage to use for that. And I will see you next time.
Swear your love is ecstasy. Get high when you're next to me. I'm in the clouds. Your touch is my remedy. Lose all of my sanity. I love the sound when you tell me I'm the only one. Way you got me feeling makes me come